YouTube, hello, it's Kevin here, and you won't be able to tell, but it's July here and it's the winter months for us. I personally love winter. It's a nice break for a few months from the heat, and yeah, it sort of be a great time to tackle this project that I'm going to do. It's something different for me. It's not pipe related or woodwork, but one of the other things that I like doing is working on old lawnmowers. And I know what you're thinking, oh no, another lawnmower video. Well, I guess it is. It's a vintage lawnmower that I bought, I think probably 15 years ago, and I never got around to refurbishing it, which is what I plan to do. It's an old Victa mower from the late 1950s, and it's pretty special for me because my dad had one of these up until I was, I think, 10 or 11. He used it for years until he bought something a bit more modern, but he would never let me use it. I had to wait till he bought something different, and you know, I used to get a bit cantankerous about it, but having grown up and eyeballing this thing now, I can see why he never let me use it. I mean, look at it. It's the nickname for this thing was a toe cutter. Had no skirt, no protection on it anywhere. In fact, if you look, there's one of the blades, and you know, it almost comes out from under the deck there. And it had a few other things, attachments and that, which I'll go into as I strip it down. As you can see, they were a pretty basic mower, 2-stroke engine. It went through a couple of design changes over the years till it modernised a fair bit. That petrol tank there, and carburetor, and a few other things, a fuel tap there, and it had this really snazzy height adjuster here, which is completely frozen. The wheels seen better days, but it's all there, and my plan is to strip it down and rebuild the engine, and which will be different. I've not worked on 2-stroke engines before, only 4s, and so they're very different. But anyway, that's my plan, and during the video I'll put up some pictures of what they did look like. I mean, you could probably Google it and look at yourself, but I'll stick some in there. So if you're interested, stick around, and I don't know how long exactly the video will go for, but I'll make it fairly comprehensive. Some of it will be sped up. There'll be a bit of sandblasting involved, and hopefully that deck will fit in my sandblaster so that I can get it back to bare metal. But I'll see. And you can see by the handlebars there, she's certainly is different. And anyway, so I'll end this bit here and include a bit of history here and there about how they changed and when it started, how the name came about. So yeah, I'll leave that there, and the next video you'll see is me pulling this thing down. Okay, talk soon. Cheers. Okay, well, I'm about to start, so I'll get into it. I'll probably fast forward through some of this, the boring bits, but generally see how we go. Okay. You see that? Okay, well, I finally got it all apart. As you can see, there's not much in a two-stroke. A few bearings, a piston, a little wrist pin, and crankcase, the head. That funky little carburetor. And the bore looks really good. There's no major gouges or anything, which is nice. And I should be able to clean that piston up, get that carbon off. So yeah, happy with that. On to the next part. One of our local boys has come down for a snack. He often eats right through the night, this guy. There's a few come down, older males. Yeah, he doesn't bother too much about me. Hey mate. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is do some paint stripping on these parts. Two tanks here, petrol tanks. They're pretty close to the original colours. That one more so, I think. And got the base and the cowling. So I'll put paint strip on those and see how that goes. Hopefully it'll all come off. Okay, so here is a brief history of the Victa mower company, which was started by this chap, Mervyn Victor Richardson, in 1952. Now, he was born way back in 1893 and died in November 1972 at the age of 79. And the name of the company was derived from his middle name, Victor. Now, as to the mower in question, his son Gary was mowing lawns in the neighbourhood to help make some money in his university holidays, and all he had available was Victor's 14-inch cylinder mower, that thing there, which was quite heavy, difficult to get around. So Mervyn decided to invent something new for him that was much easier to get around on or with, and he came up with this thing, the peach tin mower, which was a prototype for the Victa 18. And some say he got his idea from a mower that was already invented back in 1948, which was the mower rotor mower, but it was quite much more substantial than this, and that's it there. It's quite a lump compared to Victor's machine. There's the two compared, and you can make up your own mind about which one would be easier to use. They started building these at home, the peach tin mowers, and had trouble keeping up with the demand in the end. And by 2002, the Victa company had sold over 6.5 million Victa mowers in 30 different countries, which was quite an achievement for a company in Australia. Here are some advertisements from back then. There's also some pictures of the Victa 18 coming up, and there it is there. That would have been back in the day. That one's been refurbished though. I mean, that guy kept his in the house, so that's love. But these guys, that's you'll see it in a sec, that channel there that you see coming out from the mower engine, that cover comes off and a shaft actually goes in there, and it was intended to have a edger attachment hooked up to the mower that would run along beside footpaths, and there's an actual drawing of it there. I think in some ways it's a good thing that it was never made. It looked pretty dangerous, and as best as I can find, they were actually never made. Now the Victa company actually built an aeroplane as well, the Victa Tourer, and it first flew in 1959. There's 168 of these built in Australia. There's the cockpit, and 80 were made in New Zealand, and it actually flew around the world in 1969. That's a pretty scary thought, fly around the world in that. And here are some mowers that were built over the years. I actually had a two-stroke mower back in the early mid-80s, which went for years and years. And here's some nice ride-ons, nice blue colour there, nice red zero steer, and there's another red one. All nice looking machines. The blue one with a nudge bar. There's a happy mowing person. She looks very happy. And of course the ubiquitous battery ones. I'm not sure how Victa would feel about those. And then there's the natural way. What a brilliant idea. Very cute. And believe it or not, way back then, apparently this is how we were going to mow grass in the future. And what a machine, eh? Look how excited that kid is. You just can't wait to get in it. Very weird. But let's get back to the mower in question. Okay, so I'm just going to give this little carburetor a clean out, and wow, a lot of solar on that. Hopefully I've got a new that's the old fibre washer, which is pretty wrecked, so virtually identical, which is good. So I'll use one of those. So I've put this through the ultrasonic cleaner a few times. It's pretty clean inside, but we'll just give it a good blowout with carby cleaner. That's the seat there for the needle. I'm not going to try and take that out. It is not easy to get out. But it's pretty clean in there. Just need to take that emulsion. Oh, slippery now. Take that out. Jet. So the throttle cable goes down through there, screws in, and now the other problem I've got is guide screw. There's holes there for two of those. These, it's only got one screw, so I'm gonna have to try and source another one of those. Maybe off another old carby. I do have one coming, so I might have to nick one of those. I did have another screw, but it was more like a self-tapping thing, which I'm not going to use, of course. So the end of the throttle. Oh, there's some crap in there. better. The end of the throttle goes in there, which makes that move up and down, of course. So now the other thing, these little fingers. Oh, let me get it back up here. And the other thing is these little fingers here are what adjusts the height of the float. Come on. So you literally, oh man. Just bend those up so that when the float's on there, the distance needs to be 5 mil or 4.7 mil through 16. So I'll do that. There's a little needle, goes in the seat there. I hope I'm keeping this in the frame. I'll put that back in the main jet. Okay. It's all good. Okay, so that took some stuff around, but it's set at just under 5 mil now for that float. So go ahead, the needles in, and here's the main jet. Oh, main jet, float, and the bowl. Don't want to do that too tight just yet. Just the fuel line into the side there. Just get that new washer on. Okay, that's on. Nice. That goes into there. Now these little guide screws. Need another one, of course. So that screw goes in there and it guides that. This goes a certain way, which I'll check out later because I can't remember offhand. Actually, I think it just goes that way. Runs down, that screw just guides it in. And the other one I need for the jet. But that's basically it. The fuel comes in that way. It goes into the port, and no, this one goes into the port. So this just goes on there. That way. There's no washer on this. And it clips over the top. I'm stuck. Oh yeah. Oh. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I won't do that tight yet, so I might have to adjust it. I will have to adjust it again. So that's basically it. And as I said, the throttle goes down and screws into there, and there's a like a knob on the end that goes into that slide. That's pretty much it. That's a little tickler to get some fuel in there, and yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Okay. So as you can see, I have surface rust on this crank, and hopefully this will get it off. So, as I may have mentioned, I can't remember, I couldn't fit that in my sandblaster. And I sent it off to the company that sandblasts and powder coats. And it's come up really nice. I like the way it looks. It's got just a flat, or just a plain grey powder coat on it. And I'm waiting on some green spray paint. Brunswick green it's called, which isn't exactly the original colour, but it's pretty damn close. And it's quite hard to get the original colour, which was some sort of avocado colour, or close to that. But anyway, it's here. Actually arrived back with my next project, which I won't go into too much. But yeah, stay tuned. I've got everything laid out here, just so you can see, and I've managed to get all the parts I need, gaskets, etc. I even found some gaskets for the covers for the side ports, and rings, spark plug, and everything's ready to go. Managed to get the crank cleaned up, the rust off it, and so let's do it. Well, after a lot of mucking around, I've actually got it together, which is nice. Well, there it is all together. And I'm not going to lie to you, it was a learning experience. As I said, I've never had any much to do with two-stroke, as far as working on them is concerned. So I found that interesting. They're a little bit not difficult, but certainly different to work on. But anyway, it eventually came together, and I'm happy with that. It's nice and smooth, and I've got to go and look up the torque settings because I can't remember them off the top of my head. I have looked them up, but yeah, I just want to get them right. So there she is together, and well, hopefully I can get some of the stuff I need pretty soon, like the paint, and there's a few other items. Cheers guys.